Hello, hello. Hello, everyone. It's Jennifer with One Crafty Sister. I'm gonna let this video populate in your feed for just a second. We are here tonight for our April free online card class. Let's see, share this to our group. Hello, say hello if you're joining on. Hello, hello. All right. Just getting everything shared in all the places. Get my camera in the right place. So tonight, I'm excited to have for you guys 4 really awesome cards to share with you. Let me get this set up. Let's check my little screen here. Hi, Trish. Welcome from Kentucky. All right, that looks good view. Okay, so hello. Happy Tuesday. May 12th. I'm Jennifer with One Crafty Sister, and thank you for joining me. If you're here for the live right now, I'd love to hear where you're from, so just drop a comment and say where you're from. Trish said she's tuning in from Kentucky. I am in Gainesville, Florida, and I am excited to be here tonight to share 4 awesome cards. So this is my April free online card class, and I'm going to tell you just really quickly how the card class will go. I'm going to demonstrate 4 awesome cards for you. I've got a technique to show you tonight and 4 cards, and the theme for the next 3 months is thoughtful words. So we did birthdays, January, February, March, so April, May, and June. Hi, Sandra, tuning in from St. Augustine, enjoying the beach. We are focusing on thoughtful words because I have needed a lot of these type of cards lately. So whether it's get well, sympathy, thinking of you, just the cards that are going to help our friends and family in their times of need. So those are the types of cards that I'm going to share with you tonight. There will be another card class in a month, and I'm going to share 4 more cards, and then in June again 4 more cards. So you have a chance to get 12 different of these type of cards over the next 3 months with me on my monthly online card class. So I do have a special if you place an order with me, and all this information is in the info on the video. If your order is $30 or more before shipping and tax, you're going to get my monthly tutorial bundle. It's 16 awesome projects. August includes cards that move. So all the cards are 3D, and they have things that pop up and things that spin and move and all these fun things. Made by 16 amazing demonstrators. I make one of them. It's a collaboration I have with several of my awesome friends. So you're going to get that, and every month whenever you place an order with me, there is a new tutorial that I provide every single month. If your order is $40 or more before tax and shipping, I'm going to send you all the paper and ribbon, all pre-cut and ready for you to make all 4 of the cards that I'm going to share with you tonight. And if your order is $50 or more, I'm going to give you all of that other stuff, but I'm also going to give you a stack of cards out of my stash. So I have lots of beautiful cards, and I'd love to share some with you. So that's kind of how the online card class works. Would you like to see the cards that we're going to make? How about I share some pretty cards with you? I'll share them really quick, and then we'll get to stamping. 4 cards. Got all their little decorated envelopes here too. So we are going to make this pretty card today. And it has a little secret on the inside, but I'll show that to you in a minute. When we get, that's going to be the first card. Here is another card. We're going to do some coloring on here. So that looks hard, not a hard card. Although sometimes, you know, I have been told that I say that it's not a hard card, and then it is. So you'll have to tell me as we get through this if you think that. Here's another very simple card, but very kind of regal, and this would be great for, this is a good masculine card, even though it has a bow on it. I think you could do that. And then lastly, we're going to do a sweet and simple card, and this is what I'm going to call your, oh crap, I need a card right now card. Because we've all been in that situation, right? Where you are not prepared for the situation that you need a card for, and you need to make a card right now. Karen is in North Carolina. What are you doing in North Carolina? Hi, Joanne. Welcome. Okay, I'm going to flip my camera down, and I just want to show you this here. I've been working on lots of calendar events in my new studio, and the most important thing to know about this is that in order to know about all these events, you have to be on my email or customer text list. So in the information underneath the video, there is a link where you can join my email list. So make sure if you want to attend any of my local events in Gainesville, Florida, or get information on virtual events, you'll need to be on my email list or my customer text list, and you can choose which kind of text you want. So if you just want events, you can sign up for that. But lots of fun things, including some open craft nights. Guess what, guys? See this? May 7th, Saturday, May 7th, I'm having the grand opening of my studio in Gainesville, Florida. I'm so excited about that. All right, let's get to stamping because that's what you're here for tonight. I'm going to start with this card. It says, sending positive thoughts and feel good wishes. Okay, so this card starts off, let me show you the products that we're going to use for that. We are using the Positive Thoughts stamp set. Now, when I started this, when I designed these cards, and I'm going to give you a secret about how I designed these cards, most of these items were available. The Positive Thoughts stamp set is no longer available. The Nature's Thoughts dies are available, and just for the butterflies, this feather and this die right here, which we're using on here, these dies are so worth it, and these are on sale for, I think, $14.50. They're half price. They're 50% off. So if you don't have this, and you could make, there's also these flowers and this really cool kind of trim. This is a really awesome die set, and at 50% off, it's a no-brainer. Also, there is a link in the video information that has a link that shows all the products that I'm using tonight that are still currently available. It is the end of our catalog time, so lots of items are disappearing off the shelf. So if you see something that you want, you better check and see if it's retiring, and if you want it, you better get it. So these are what I'm using tonight. I'm using for this card, I've got a couple inks here. I'm just going to get my stuff ready. And just a couple stamps, not too many stamps. One punch, Banner Pick-a-Punch. It's a staple. I'm going to use that. All right. So we are going to start here. Make sure I got everything. Oops, I had a couple little things down there in the envelope. We'll set those aside. We are going to start with a thick, basic white card base. I'm missing a butterfly. Where is it? It disappeared. It's here somewhere. That's okay. Even if I am. That can always be fixed. Okay, so we're starting with a thick, basic white card base. Okay, this is 4 1/4 by 11. And we are going to fold that. It's scored at 5.5 inches, and I'm just going to burnish this to give it a nice good crease there. And we are going to put on a piece of designer series paper. I'm going to cover the whole front of this. This is from the Peach designer series paper, also retiring, and I think the peach paper is on sale for like maybe $9 and something, so not such a shabby deal. And if you like all those pretty peaches, then you should grab some of this paper and put it on your order. I'm going to use some liquid adhesive just because I want to have a little give when I put this on. I want to be able to make sure I get it just in the right spot and let it move around a little bit. Okay, so I don't always cover up the whole piece, but the idea for this card came from the annual catalog. So in the annual catalog, there are so many beautiful cards, and the designers do such an awesome job designing the cards, and we need to use them more often. So I am using one of their designs. They had a different paper here, and it was one that I didn't have. So the cool thing is we've got so many more. So switch them out. So this is the rectangle die from, oh, look, I'm out of Seal Plus. This is the really cool rectangle die that's from those Nature Thoughts dies that I showed you guys right there. It cuts out the rectangle, but it also gives this nice little squiggly piercing around the edge, and it's really cute. Just going to add that to the card there. And the next thing that we're going to do is do some stamping on this piece of basic white. So we are going to use this really pretty branch from the Positive Thoughts stamp set. I believe that stamp set is already sold out, but you may already have it, or you can use any other stamp set that has something like this, a piece of greenery. So I'm going to ink that up in crumb cake, and I'm going to simply stamp it and then stamp it again. So I get 2 uses out of it. Set that over there. So you can see I have 1, and then I stamped off a second time. And that's all the stamping we're going to do on that. Now we're going to stamp our sentiment on here. But before I do that, I want to punch the end of it with the Banner Pick-a-Punch. And that's just going to help me know where to stamp. Looks like it's even. So that's going to give that nice finished edge to it. Love the Banner Pick-a-Punch. All right, so this is going this way. I want my banner to the left. And I'm going to ink this up. I think I need to re-ink this ink pad, but we're going to give it a go. All right. So I've got my sentiment there, sending positive thoughts and feel-good wishes. I'm sure you can think of someone that could use that. All right, so now I'm going to take and add this with some dimensionals. I bet you didn't think I was going to use dimensionals for that, did you? Maybe you did. I was asked a question this week, and if you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen my reel on this with where I pick my first dimensional from. Do I pick from the edge, or do I pick in the middle? And so I did a video and showed that I actually bend at the middle, and I pick right from the middle, and I work my way through the side, and then I work my way through that other side. Everyone has their way, right? Oh, hi, Beatrice. So glad you could tune in from your recovery bed. All right. So that is going to fit right inside those cute little squiggly pierced lines. And then the next thing we're going to do is add a little piece of ribbon. So we're going to create, as you can see here, this ribbon is just twisted. So I am going to use a piece of tear and tape since oh no, I should have a refill. Let me see if I have a refill in my adhesive drawer. Oh Lord, I have no refills for my seal and any of my adhesive drawers in there. Learning a lesson. I'm going to use a piece of this tear and tape. And I'm just going to add a piece right here. So if I had my seal, I would have used that, but as you guys saw at the beginning of the video, I ran out. And I'm still in transition between the house and studio and trying to figure out how to make sure I have everything that I need in both places. And that, my friends, is quite the challenge. I've always had my studio in the house. Okay, I was trying to make sure I had it going the right way. I've always had my studio in the house, and so I could always run back and forth between my classroom in the front of the house and my studio in the back of the house. And I can't do that anymore. And so I have to kind of have two different things in two different places. All right. That is just going to hold that ribbon in place. So you can use your Seal or Seal Plus and just draw a little line there. Now what I'm going to do is add this, but since this is already popped up, we're going to put this straight with, I'm going to use a piece of this tear and tape and then put a dimensional right on the end so it's the same level of support there. Okay. If you're watching the replay or you just tuned in, I don't normally use tear and tape like this, but girls gotta do what girls gotta do. And she ran out of adhesive. Okay, so there we go. We've got that on there. We've got some butterflies to add to this. So let's go ahead and take a tiny bit of liquid glue. Add those on. I'm just going to give the tiniest little bit. These butterflies are so tiny. They're so cute. I wonder where the other one went. I made so sure last night when I prepped all this that everything was there. It's not on the floor. That's okay. It's my motto in life. Lose the things that you just had in your hands. Okay. Now I'm going to take some of the 2021-2023 in color jewels. These are retiring, so if you love these are still available and you'll want to get your hands on those. And we're going to pop some on this card in a few places. Just using my my piercing tool today to put these on. And then I'm going to add one more on my banner. So that's that. And now we need to do something to this really sad inside of this card because it's just too plain. So we are going to do a couple things. I'm going to get a little piece of grid paper out here. Just a piece of mini grid paper to cover this up. And I am going to use a blending brush and I'm going to put a little bit of color kind of in a circle in the middle here using the Balmy Blue. So I'm going to pick up some color. And when you use a blending brush, you really want to try to always start off your paper so that you don't have like some kind of big blob of color. You can get that on your paper there and not on your project. And this will just give you a little bit smoother of an effect. And I am just, let me zoom in a little bit for you guys. I am just going in a circle. I'm going to pick up some more ink. And just making kind of like this blue shaded circle across the center. A little bit more. Okay. All right. It's just to give some dimension there. Hi Diana, welcome. Thank you for sharing the video. I always appreciate when you guys share the videos with your friends. Maybe someone else might like to enjoy a video and come craft with us. Okay, I did this ahead of time, but I did stamp out this leaf. It's also from the Positive Thoughts stamp set, and I cut it out with the die, the coordinating die. And I'm just going to prop it up on the inside of the card with a couple dimensionals. They're small enough, it's not going to be too much. But it really kind of ties in all this nature on the front to here. And we are going to stamp this sentiment on the inside. And it says, hugs, prayers, and love. So I'm going to pull that crumb cake back out. And go ahead and stamp that right there. So just a little touch of something on the inside, so when they open the card, it's just got a little something. So hugs, prayers, and love. Okay. So there is card number 1. And now you've got to decorate your envelope, right? So I took and just added some designer series paper. And if you've never done this before, all you have to do is take and run your adhesive. I would do this with seal, so I'm not going to do it since I ran out of seal. I would just run seal all over this. You put the paper right in place. I just line it right up with the edge. And then you'll turn your paper over and then just trim along the edge with your snips or your scissors. And then you've got this really cute coordinated envelope that's all matchy-matchy. And we love matchy-matchy, right? I know I do. So there is card number 1. What do you guys think? Do you like it? You could do virtually any color combo with this and any kind of background paper. You really could. Set these stamps over here to clean after while I am going to get set up for card number 2. Tell me what your favorite sentiment stamp set is for positive and uplifting greetings or sentiments. Do you have a favorite that you go to? One that you go to all the time? Some people do have one that they go to all the time. Oh look, I found another one. I've got another seal. Save the day. I really like, matchy-matchy is good, Janet, yeah. I really like one of the stamp sets that we're going to use on the 4th card. And this one is not retiring, but this is Peaceful Moments, and this is one of my favorite cards just for all of the good sentiments and greetings for so many needs. So we'll share that more a little bit later. All right. Card number 2. Also from the annual catalog. Cased, which means copy and share everything, or copy and selectively edit. We say it many ways in the paper crafting industry. I love this card and how soft and subtle and textury it is. Is that even a real word? I guess you should say full of texture. It's full of texture. And I love how the Artistry Blooms sequins are all shiny on there, and the texture that we've added here. So no paper on this envelope, but we did stamp some texture. So we are going to start out with a rich raspberry card base. And we've got a very vanilla insert, but I'm going to go ahead and fold this and burnish it. And this one uses some shimmery white cardstock. Let's see if we can see the shimmer. I don't know if the camera will pick up the shimmer or not, but that's what we're going to use here. And we're also going to use a piece of it for our sentiment. But let's do some coloring first, and then we're going to do some stamping. So I cut these two dies out of the Quiet Meadow. This is the Quiet Meadow bundle that we're using. This one is really awesome for all of these little floral pieces. This one is not retiring. This one is carrying over. So if you love this, you'll have more time to get this, but I do love this one. And this is the sentiment we're going to use. Heartfelt love and caring thoughts are with you. But the cool part of what we're going to do is we're going to do some watercolor pencils. Now, I don't do this very often, and I was really afraid of how it was going to turn out. And if you guys haven't used watercolor pencils in a while, don't be afraid. I know my friend Beatrice in here just got both sets. We have two sets of watercolor pencils. We have our original set and then watercolor pencil collection 2. So this one has 13 colors, and then this one has another 10 colors. So lots of our original Stampin' Up! Colors that will enable you to color all kinds of things. So we are going to use the Rich Razzleberry and the Old Olive, and we are going to color these. And I want to zoom in even more for you guys to see. Now, the coolest thing about this is you're going to think it's ugly at first. I'm not going to lie. You do not have to be an artist to do this, and you don't even have to color well. So I'm going to just really, this is how I did my other one. I am just coloring on here and just trying to get some of the watercolor pencil all over this project. The darker you color with the watercolor pencil, the more color you will have when you take your aqua brush to it. Okay, so that's the purple on there, the Rich Razzleberry. Let me go here and do some Rich Razzleberry here. Here, this is supposed to be a flower. This should be a flower. This. If you were just tuning in, you'd be like, gosh, that girl does not know how to color. She does not know how to color. But I'm going to show you. It's like magic. Seriously, like magic. Okay, so that's all the Rich Razzleberry that we need to color. And now I'm going to take the Old Olive and color with it. These little skinny pieces are kind of hard. Now, I will tell you that if you're super light, you will lose some of the what is the right word? You'll lose some of the intensity of the color if you color super light. So you do need to make sure you can see the color, because if you can't, you won't be able to see it. It is going to lighten a little. Whoops, let's zoom back in. I lost my zoom. All right. This takes a little while to do. It really doesn't take too long, but I wanted you guys to see the process from start to finish so you could see how it goes from something that's not very cute to something that's really pretty. And so you can feel confident that you can do this. Okay. Working my way up my little twig. Almost there. Okay. I think that's enough. All right, there's my two pieces. And the next thing you need is an aqua brush. Now these come in a set of 3, okay, like this. for $12. And you fill them up, you fill the barrel up with water and use them to watercolor. This is the fine point one that I'm using. There's a medium point and then kind of a flat tip one. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna use my hand, I'm gonna squeeze, see it says push right there? That is where you're gonna push to get water to go through the rest of the brush. And you can see there's water on my hand. So now I'm just gonna come in with that little bit of water and I'm gonna go over what I colored with the pencil. And can you see what's happening already? Let's see. That's as close as I can zoom. I'll get a little closer for you in just a minute. So I'm just taking and going over where I colored with the pencil. Let's see, maybe this will help a little so you can see the color. Won't get lost on the wood. All right. Can you see that? It looks like watercolor now. I'm going to show you the close-up of the purple piece, and now I'm going to do that piece. So I'm just going to kind of brush this off so I don't mix the color. Squeeze a little more. Let's get some water. Now I'm just going to take and go over this part and just pull that color away. I kind of like going from the center out. And it just gives you this pretty watercolor effect. All right, so see that? How pretty that is? A little artsy. All right, I'm gonna set that aside to dry. And now I'm gonna do this one. Same thing, I'm gonna start with the green. Do all the little branches, the stem. Who watching has the watercolor pencils and has used them? Do you have them? Have you used them? Do they scare you? Yeah, I'm curious if you have used them before. They're super fun to use and I don't use them near enough. And so I was like, I just need to share this with you guys because it's so fun. Okay, so there's all my green. Oh, Kathy says she uses them. She has them and uses them every now and then. Going through the purple. All right. And this is not supposed to be, this particular design is not meant to be like exact. It's not like a die cut. It's just supposed to give the appearance of flowers and greenery. So there's those two pieces. Oops, just gonna. And then you just put your lid on and store it for next time. Okay. Let's zoom back out a little and make the rest of our card. We're going to let that dry really quick and we're going to stamp a couple things. So we have got some little splatters to stamp, all using Rich Razzleberry and a sentiment. So let's do these splatters. And I am going to stamp off once and then just kind of come on here and do some multiple stamping. Just trying to get some splatters all over that piece. Okay. And then while we're here, We might as well add some to our envelope while we're using the splatter. So I'm just stamping twice on the envelope. As simple as that. Look how quick that was. And you got some splatter on your envelope. I didn't show you guys the inside, but on the inside I added a little bit of splatter to the bottom just to tie the front and the inside of the card together. So let's see. Okay, just something like that, simple. Not too complicated. Let's go ahead and add that to the inside. Done with that. Now this piece is going to be popped up on dimensionals on the front of the card. So let's get those out. I need a bunch. Got to make sure I support all my pieces. All right, that looks good. Joanne, you use yours all the time. That's awesome. They are fun. They're great to color in line art stamps. So any of your stamps that have line art, cute characters, they're super fun. Okay, so there is that. And let's stamp the sentiment on this piece of shimmery white cardstock. Right there. And now I'm just going to trim this to give it that nice banner look. I'm just going to go right up the center. And then from each side. Let's see. This side needs to be a little shorter. Okay. All right, so now, oh, you know, I have one more item that we didn't, I forgot the butterfly. There's a little butterfly. I'm just going to add a little bit of color to it, just the tiniest amount. Forgot about it. Watercolor it. Okay. Perfect. Now let's put this together. The first thing that's going to go on is this kind of looks like a thistle flower, doesn't it? A little bit. I'm going to take and add that with liquid glue. So I'm just going to put a couple dots here and there. It's so skinny. Doesn't need much. Okay. Press that down just for a minute. If you're joining me midway through, I shared at the beginning that the One Crafty Sister Studio grand opening is going to be on Saturday, May 7th. And the way to get invited to that is to make sure you're on my email list. That's where all my events are published. And so you'll want to either there, or you can join my customer text list, which there's an option to get events there. There is a link under the video with all that information, so you can join one or both of those groups. Okay, we're going to put our sentiment on with dimensionals. And then add our butterfly and some rhinestones. Oops, that's the wrong piece. Right here. Hi, Carol. I hadn't had a chance to post on my page yet, Carol, but I got your card yesterday in the mail from your 40 cards in 40 days for Lent. Thank you so much for sending me that sweet card. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. It was a nice surprise when I checked the mail yesterday. So thank you. All right, there's our butterfly. Last thing we have to do is add some bling. No card is perfect without bling, unless it's a man's card. Okay. These artistry blooms, I'm going to miss these artistry blooms sequins. I really love them. Just on the hand. I will miss them a lot. If you don't have them, get them in your order. Okay, because they will be gone before we know it. Okay, there is the finished card. Heartfelt love and caring thoughts are with you. You know, I'm not always a huge purple fan, but I have really found myself using a lot of purple lately. It's really strange. So if my sister Debbie is watching, Debbie, this one's for you. I feel for you right now, too. Okay, so there's card number 2. Moving on, moving right along. All right. This is our Beauty of Friendship card. I love this paper. This is another one that I'm going to be super sad to see go. So don't miss out on these papers, ladies. They are so beautiful. I know we have lots of new ones coming. If you're a demonstrator, you already know. If you're not a demonstrator, what you can know about being a demonstrator is that we all love the early access. That is always one of my favorite parts, is the early access to ordering and the early access to seeing the catalog and everything. And so it's hard when we say goodbye to things like cinnamon cider, cardstock and ink. I'm going to miss this color. So this is a really simple card, and you could do this without the twine, and this would make a great masculine card. And it's really the designer series paper that does all the work. So for those of you who get nervous about designing cards and how do I do that and I don't know where to start, honestly, use the paper to your advantage. These papers are so stinking gorgeous that the artists that have made these have done half the work for you. So, I mean, look, already it's gorgeous. This is the, like I said, the Beauty of Friendship paper. We're going to use a little piece of the wood grain that's also from that set. And it's just like about 2.5 inches. It's going to be a really nice little background. And we've got just a little bit of stamping. We're going to stamp our sentiment here, which says, thinking of you. And we're just going to stamp it on this little 1/2-inch strip, which we all have these, right? I know I've shared this before, but I always feel like I should share it again. I have a little mason jar under my desk here, under my station here. And we all get these little 1/2-inch strips. So I put these smaller ones for sentiments all in a jar. I have one for white and I have one for vanilla. So they're there and they're handy to grab, and it makes it super easy, and they don't get all messed up in your pile of scraps because they're just right there, easy to grab. So that's what we're going to use here. Oh, that is crooked. That is crooked. I think what I need to do is this little, I need to put this on a bigger block. Sometimes the little ones in a short piece of paper, little skinny piece of paper, you can't really see. So I can't really see where I'm going with it. So I need to add it to a bigger block. Okay. Just going to trim the end off of this. And then we're going to do a little bit of detail stamping. So what I'm going to do is I've got this little splatter, say here, a little splatter, and I'm going to stamp off twice and then give some texture on this. Turn it different directions. Rotate your hand. So then you have just a little bit of texture on there, but it's not too much. Doesn't take away from the sentiment. And we are going to add this to the card front on dimensionals. There's always two sides to the paper, right, ladies? Okay, that is going to go there. And I will tell you that this is the piece that is left over from the bottom of this. So this was 6 inches, and I cut it to 3 3/4 by 5. And this is the inch that was left over, and it is perfect to put on the inside of our card. To tie the inside and the outside of the card together. And this again is a 4 1/4 by 11 card base. So there we've got that. And the last thing we need to do is we're going to decorate our envelope, and then I'll show you how, I don't know if you noticed, my little bow here has little knots on the end. Can you see that? I saw this recently on a project, and I'm like, how come I've never done that before? It's so cute. So I'm going to show you that. But now that I found my adhesive, this is how I add the designer series paper to my envelopes. I just run the adhesive along it. This is your paper. Just line it up at the edge. You want it to come right up to that crease line on your envelope, like so. And then take your scissors. I like to kind of go to each side and trim that off. And then come and trim the top off. The little corners are always the hardest. Okay. So there you have a coordinated envelope. Let me show you this cute little bow technique. Okay, so I'm going to tie my bow, just a normal twine bow. So this is how I tie my bows. I make a bunny ear, I make a loop, and I pull the other bunny ear through. I kind of hold the center between my fingers as I pull. Okay, and now what I did was I just took and twisted the end to make a little knot. I mean, it's a little tedious at first. It's a little harder to do when I'm trying to show someone than when I just did it myself. So you just tie, let me show you here. Just tie a little knot there, see? I'm going to do it on the other side as well. And it's just a different little finishing technique that makes your bow, make your ends not fray apart, number one. It just looks a little different. Okay, I'm going to add that with a little glue dot. And then that card is going to be done. Got a little wonky there. Okay. So there is a very simple thinking of you card. All right. There we go. Do you like that one? You could do this with other designer series papers. This would be a super simple card to make a bunch of as well. Let's move on to the last card. Last card tonight is the one I told you that this is going to be your, oh no, I need a card and I don't have time and I don't know, you know, like you just need something quick. So this says with deepest sympathy, and it's got these beautiful poppies on it. And it is made simply with our mini note cards and envelopes. And these are great to have on hand because they're super convenient, right? They are also, pull my chair up so I can sit down for a minute. They are also very reasonably priced. I think they're these might have just recently had a little bit of a price increase. So they might be like $7.50 and you get 20 cards and envelopes. They are mailable size, so they're 3.5 by 5 when they're folded. And these are the smallest size that you can mail with USPS, okay? So I've got my note card. I'm gonna go ahead and fold it and burnish that edge. And this is just going to be some really simple stamping using the Painted Poppy stamp set and the Peaceful Moments. So I've got this poppy little scene here. And that is going to be stamped with our Memento Tuxedo Black because I'm going to color it in with Stampin' Blends. And these Stampin' Blends, you have to use the Tuxedo Black, this Memento ink. It's the ink you want to use when you're using your Stampin' Blends. Okay, so I'm gonna just get in your view maybe so you can see what I'm stamping. I'm gonna stamp this down at the bottom. And I'm gonna ink this up again and stamp just the end of it. Okay, so that's all I have to stamp for the poppies. Let's wipe that off. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and stamp our sentiment. So I'm going to stamp this sentiment with Deepest Sympathy. Right up here. And that is all of our ink. Oh, we will need that one more time. I forgot. We've got to decorate the envelope, right? So the two things you'll need to color these in are this is the dark Poppy Parade Stampin' Blend. So I'm just going to take and run through these really quick. Some of them are really tiny. They don't require precision, these little flowers, which is kind of good. It'll take me just a minute to color them all. These stamp sets are carrying over into our annual catalog. And some of you may be wondering, if you're not a demonstrator, how to get your hands on a catalog. So if you are my customer and you're not already a demonstrator, and you have placed an order with me in the last 6 months, or you're in my card club, or you're one of my retreat customers, any of my customers are going to get a catalog from me. My order just came in yesterday, so I'm going to be working on that in the next week, getting those out in the mail. If you would like one, I just need you to tell me. If you haven't been a customer and you don't already have a demonstrator and you're not a demonstrator, then I would love to get one in your hands. So just shoot me a message and let me know that you would like a catalog and give me your mailing address, and I will get one out to you. The new catalog is gorgeous. I can't show you much of the good stuff inside of it yet. Okay, working through these poppies. This has to be, I have to tell you, I'm very focused when I color, so probably coloring on a video is one of the hardest things for me to do. So if I get quiet here, it's because I'm trying to focus. That's what my brain wants to do. All right, I'm almost done. And then we're not going to really add any embellishments or anything to this, but there's no reason why we can't add some sparkle to these little flowers with our Wink of Stella. So we are going to do that. Okay, so there's all of our flowers colored. And now we're just going to come back through and give these a little wash of Wink of Stella. You don't have to be precise. Wink of Stella is clear. Just needs to go in the general area. So you can be kind of quick and reckless. It's okay to be reckless with Wink of Stella. It's the worst that can happen. You get more sparkle on your project. It's not a bad thing. All right. So there we have the most sweet and simple sympathy card, okay? And the last thing we want to do is just dress up the envelope. So we are going to take this poppy right here and give it a stamp over here in the corner of the envelope, like so. Should have put my grid paper down, but I didn't. Let's do it for this, or I'll have Poppy Parade all over this desk. All right. And then this is just kind of like a splotch. All right. So now we have the card and envelope that matches. Okay. Hello, Melissa Winko. Ooh. Okay. Get these inks out of the way. I'll pull all the cards back out so you can see them. Let me give this a, so cards need extra. We've got our little poppies there. That. We've got our Thinking of You with the pretty envelope matching. We've got our heartfelt love and caring there. And then we have the sending positive thoughts. Let's take these envelopes out and we can get a good picture of all these pretty cards. Look at that. Pretty cards. All right, I always ask you guys, which one is your favorite? Is it the poppies, the forest, let's just call it the forest or the trees, the butterfly? Well, we've got two butterflies, but we'll just call this one the butterfly, and this one the watercolor. Which one do you like the best? Inquiring minds want to know. Tell me. Hi. So we've got those 4 awesome cards. I hope you enjoyed them. Melissa says she likes the watercolored meadow card the best. I do like that card. Look at the sparkle. I hope you enjoyed those cards, and just a couple reminders from the beginning of the video. Lots of information in the video info below. You can see all the products used that are currently available. Some of them have already sold out. They weren't sold out when I started this process. So let's see, Joanne Triplett likes the butterfly one. One for the watercolor, one for the butterfly. If you would like to see the products that are available and all the sale prices, I told you some of the products are 50% off, so that's always a good time to snag them while they're available, but they will be gone. And then also some upcoming event information, Card Club. Oh, you guys want to see really quick? Card Club, if you're wondering, is featuring the Artfully Layered stamp set and these gorgeous dies. So if you are already subscribed, you already got maybe a little sneak peek, but just show you really quick some cards that you'll be making in Card Club. Just showing you really quick sneak peeks. Woo! Fun cards. Information for Card Club is also shared. I would love to have you stamp with me, whether it's in person, or I do offer most of my events to go, so I can ship them to you anywhere in the United States. So if you enjoy the cards that you see here, I can guarantee that you're going to enjoy my events. So take a look at that, and remember to sign up for my email or customer text list so that you can get all the notifications for upcoming events. Thank you guys so very much for joining me tonight. I've enjoyed our time together. Oh, we have another vote for the butterfly. Carol says the butterfly. Okay. I love you guys, and I thank you for spending some time with me, and I look forward to seeing you very soon. Have a great night. Bye.